I think it is extraordinary that Mark Carney has become the Prime Minister of Canada. He did a terrible job in Britain.
Gang, what's up? Aaron here, Canadian Looney. We're about to get right into another crazy week of Canadian federal politics. I've got some videos to show. We'll slip into question period. There were some things that went down this morning in the House of Commons. Going to show some of that. So let's kick it off. You guys know how we do it. Good to see everybody. My name's Aaron. Like, share, subscribe, smash that like. Let's see what kind of crowd we can gather today. It's ferocious in the House of Parliament. Let's go.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Mr. Speaker, the Liberal illusion is now on a collision course with reality. See, the Prime Minister ran an entire election campaign promising to be the opposite of who he was and to do the opposite of what he had been saying and writing and what the Liberal government had been doing for the prior 10 years. It wasn't just on this question of developing our resources, it was on questions of fiscal policy. He had obviously caused a massive inflation and housing crisis in the UK by printing nearly endless sums of money over there, and then came back here promising that he would spend less, a promise he promptly broke. He advised the Prime Minister in this country, Justin Trudeau, to do likewise, and then promised to do precisely the opposite. He argued that not only should there be a carbon tax, but that tax should be raised even further, only to promise that he would get rid of it, a promise that he is already in the process of breaking. And he had campaigned around the world to defund the energy sector, convincing financial institutions to stop loaning and investing to Canadian energy, and writing, and I quote, that he believed that as much as half of oil reserves, proven oil reserves, need to stay in the ground if we're going to get where we are, if we're going to get where we are. And he further said that it was a, quote, sensible decision to cancel the Northern Gateway pipeline. I think it is the right decision, he said. Those were his positions up until, about 2 months before he launched his campaign for Prime Minister, at which point he suddenly reversed himself and tried to plagiarize the positions of the Conservative Party. Now, here's the problem with someone pretending to believe something he clearly does not, just to get elected, is that after the election is over, he reverts quickly to his original course. And that is what we have seen. While there have been many illusions that he would change course, that he would approve projects, that he would, quote, build at unimaginable speeds, none of this has materialized in any form of reality. Here we are, 6 months into the latest Liberal term, and there is not a single new project that was not already in the works which has been given the green light, and certainly not one that is under construction. And so today, we have an opportunity to find out what the Liberals' real position is on the subject of a pipeline. Because yes, this motion is about our ability to ever build a pipeline. Let's break it down. We all agree that Canada has the most resources in the world. We all agree, at least Liberals and Conservatives agree, that the only reason we can't build pipelines to move those resources to tidewater is because of federal bureaucracy and federal laws. Now, you might ask, how can you say that the Liberals agree with that proposition? Well, the answer is that they passed C5, the foundation of which is that we need to go around all of the Liberal laws and bureaucracies in order to get things built. The law literally allows the Prime Minister, through the stroke of the pen, to go around all of the environmental, public safety, laws and the associated bureaucracies, which means that he believes that those laws and bureaucracies are neither necessary to protect the environment nor possible if you want to get anything done. So we agree that the laws and the bureaucracy are the obstacle. Here's where we disagree. His view is that to solve the problem of Liberal laws and Liberal bureaucracies, that we need more Liberal laws and Liberal bureaucracies, which is to say he confuses the problem with the solution. We believe that if there are Liberal laws and bureaucracies roadblocking development, then get rid of those liberal laws and bureaucracies. Put simply, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Let investors pour the hundreds of billions of dollars of private investment into building the projects of the future, projects that will pay tax rather than take government handouts. Get out of the way, grant fast permits so that our workers, our prodigious welders, pipe fitters, industrial carpenters, and laborers can get busy earning six-figure paychecks so that they can build our country and make us independent from the Americans. And I will split my time with the member for Edmonton West. In other words, get out of the way. Now, Liberals would retort that you could still get a pipeline built without removing all of the destructive laws and rules that are in place, because their new powers will allow them to go around those laws and rules. But here is the problem. Even if the Prime Minister were to use the powers in C5 to lay out a path to build a pipe from, say, Hardisty, Alberta, the biggest tank farm in Canada, all the way to the Pacific, either Kitimat or Prince Rupert, no one would build that pipeline today because the government bans the production of the oil going into it and the shipping of the oil coming out of it. Another illusion. You see what the Prime Minister is setting us up for here. He wants to be able to say, geez, we'd really love to build a pipeline. But there's no proponent. No one wants to build it. Just not a market case for it. Too bad. I guess we can just move on to another money-losing corporate welfare project that will make the Prime Minister's friends fabulously wealthy, making other people poor, because no one wants to build a pipeline. I guess pipelines are just out of fashion. Forget that they're being built far and wide outside of Canada, including by Canadian companies. But in Canada, they're not being built. Now, why is that? Well, it turns out that nobody wants to build a pipeline when the government bans you from producing the oil to put into it or shipping what comes out of it. So you ultimately have to get rid of the production cap that is preventing the oil from going in and the shipping ban that is preventing the oil from coming out. Two things that this government has so far refused to do. To put this into context, the production cap that this government has imposed, according to the Parliamentary Budget Officer, will cause over 54,000 job losses and blow a $20 billion hole in Canada's GDP. It will also make it impossible for us to get our oil to any market other than the United States of America, making us more dependent, ever more dependent on the U.S., exactly the opposite of what the Prime Minister promised. And so here we have yet another Liberal bait and switch. The Prime Minister, who ran on elbows up, has been elbows down, and now he prevents us from shipping to overseas markets, making us even more reliant on the Americans. It's no wonder that President Trump said it would be a lot easier for him to deal with the Liberals. He was right. He knows that the Liberals want to continue to hand over our resources to the U.S. at enormous price discounts. And that's why Conservatives propose to get rid of the production cap. And we're giving Liberals an opportunity to vote here and now. If they vote to keep their production cap in place, it'll be a signal that all of the flirtations that the Prime Minister has done with the possibility of producing more or building pipelines were nothing but an illusion, a tragic and extremely costly illusion. Let's put the illusions behind us and get to the real deal. And here's what it is. We need to pass a Canadian Sovereignty Act that will get rid of the production cap, repeal the anti-pipeline law, C-69, end the legalize shipping oil off the northwest British Columbia coast, axe the entire carbon tax, the industrial carbon tax, the fuel standard, and all of the taxes that make our energy uncompetitive. We need to replace it with a law that will allow us to approve major projects in just 6 months. Axe the capital gains tax for any business or person that reinvests their money in Canada. This will be economic rocket fuel for our economy, Mr. Speaker. That's what we need. This is a plan for stronger take-home pay with a more powerful dollar that will buy food, fuel, and homes at a more affordable price for our people. The goal in all of this is to make our people richer, to give them bigger and bolder opportunities, to make this, once again, a country that is strong, self-reliant, and stands on its own 2 feet. This is a patriotic act. We call on the government to adopt it. We will work with anyone from any party to get this done because, as always, we put Canada first.
Questions and comments. Questions et commentaires. The honourable member for London West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the leader of the opposition's comments, but I do have a question for him. How does he explain to energy workers that he spent 10 years in cabinet and did not build one single pipeline to coastline, which costs millions of dollars to Canadians? What does he have to say to those people today?
The honourable leader of the opposition.
The answer is we did. We approved and completed 4 pipelines, Mr. Speaker. 4 pipelines, and then we actually approved the Northern Gateway Pipeline, which would have shipped 500,000 barrels of oil from Hardisty, Alberta, to the Pacific before the Liberal government came along and vetoed and shut down that project. I was curious what the now Prime Minister thought of that decision, so I hauled him before the Industry Committee. I said, do you agree with Justin Trudeau's decision to kill the Northern Gateway Pipeline? He said it was a sensible decision and that he agreed with it. And as a result of that decision by Justin Trudeau and the present-day Prime Minister, those 500,000 barrels have to go at a price discount to the Americans, making us weak. That's exactly what that's exactly what this Prime Minister has delivered.
Question et commentaire. The honourable member for Fort McMurray, Cold Lake.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank my colleague for his speech here today. Canada has the gift of natural resources, abundant natural resources, and yet for the last 10 years we've seen a government here in Ottawa telling this industry that they don't matter, telling this industry that their jobs shouldn't exist. So while now they have started to change some of their tune and are admitting that their policies have caused this change, the reality is we don't have proponents for pipelines because those laws still exist. So my question to the honourable member is, what solutions does he have for Canadians who are struggling right now? They're struggling to put food on their table. They're struggling to find jobs in these industries because of the policies from these Liberals.
The honourable leader of the opposition.
Oh, the member is quite a very tough but fair question, by the way. But the member points out that the Prime Minister has changed his tune. Yes, he's plagiarizing Conservative words, but he's governing like Justin Trudeau or worse. In reality, he has not changed anything, and that is the grand illusion. In reality, he has a Keep It in the Ground caucus that are rebelling against him, and that's why they'll never be able to get anything done over there. You'll need a Conservative government in order to do it. How do you get more affordable food? One of the ways you do it, in addition to getting rid of all the carbon taxes, getting rid of the inflation tax, and all the other Liberal taxes, is have a stronger dollar. How do you get a stronger dollar? You grow your biggest export sector. What is that? Oil and gas. That is right. If you're selling more oil and gas, you have a stronger dollar, and everything that is priced globally becomes more affordable to your domestic market, because that dollar goes further and buys more. You will have more affordable food, fuel. You will have more affordable homes, Mr. Speaker. That is all part of our Conservative plan to bring stronger take-home pay and a better life for our people.
Zooming debate.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
So, folks, that's a clip from my live show. We do pre-shows before the question period. My name's Aaron, Canadian Looney. We watch a lot of politics here. Don't get your information from the news. Watch the politics. Aaron, Canadian Looney, we're going to send you out on a video of my backyard. I've got a drone I've been playing with. It's a lot of fun. It's a beautiful community here. Let's take another look. This is different. I showed one earlier. This is a different video. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Aaron, Canadian Looney. Watch politics. Don't watch the news. Don't get your information there. Catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right.
I think it is extraordinary that Mark Carney has become the Prime Minister of Canada. He did a terrible job in Britain.
Yes. All right, we gotta get a little range here. Let's go up a little higher. It's pretty bright out here. All right, gang. So yeah, Aaron here. I've got this here. I don't know if we can spin that around. This is the community I live in. Beautiful harbor. We're going pretty quick, but yeah, it is pretty here. Panoramic. So yeah, I'm Aaron. This is Canadian Looney. I like to play with this drone. It's fun. It's a really pretty area. So yeah, that's a look at my little community. Let's see, harbor. Back down. So I'm in the red house. That's me right there. I don't know, can we zoom in? Oh, how is the zoom on this? So that's me, almost dead center of the screen. Here we are, right there. Now we're gonna try to call it home. That's the idea. So let's So now we're going to try the return to home function and see how well this works. I've even lost where it is in the sky. It's figuring it out though, I think. Landing. Oh my goodness, it's way up there. Like, can we see that? It's coming down. Like, so I'm here. It's a bit windy, but it's a pretty smart device. Like, I think it's gonna do just fine here. Oh. So. And so now there we are, right there. It's gonna land, bring it right in.
Landing.
And now we'll see how that turns out. See if we can match up the audio with anything. If not, we'll voice it over. That was pretty fun. It's before we stop recording. Well, whatever. That was pretty fun. Hope it worked.